Hope you're enjoying your day. My name is Brian, and I'm back with another episode of Brianetic Sports. And of course, local sport usually sometimes is what you'll get so much on this page. But of course, we are willing to give you all the sports around the world. And for people who are following the Euro 2024, we'll be coming in with a digest of what is happening in there. But today, of course, Hoima Stadium, we are still talking about the new stadium that is yet to be constructed, and already artistic impressions already show that the stadium is going to be a state of art. Already confirmed the design, and we are waiting to see how it's going to be put down onto the ground, and everything started on. And of course, a lot of people have been questioning, why is it going to be a 20,000 capacity seater stadium, and a lot of things that they really want to see into the stadium. So I'm here to give you an enlightenment of what I think really should be in the stadium and what is going to be there, and why I think some things will not work, especially for a country like Uganda. First of all, the design itself shows that there's going to be classy VIP rooms and lodges. I all know that a lot of people that pay the money, the good money, would want a match day experience that has everything. If he has a meeting, he can forward the meeting into the stadium and have it, especially when the game is going on or anything like that. So you look at the Hoima Stadium, the recently completed project by Suma, you know that they know what they are doing, especially when it comes to giving it an experience, especially the class experience and the VIP experience. You will see that the rooms in that stadium really have a lot to be desired. One of the things that I really liked about the Hoima Stadium that I can really compare to the latest design that will be implemented in Hoima is the media rooms, where the media do their research, they do their writing, they do their resting, and then of course also the press conferences. It looks like something that we will enjoy, especially we as the media people. The spaces really are supposed to be catered for. And then of course you look at the dressing rooms. As usual, even Nambo at least has at least classy state dressing rooms that really meet the standards that are required. You look at the officials' rooms. You look at the FIFA rooms, where of course they include the rooms where they rest, the rooms where they do their changing, the rooms where their catering services are done, the welfare and all that stuff that will be worked on. Rooms like the public address system, rooms where of course the announcements and all the things are done. We also expect a state-of-art stadium that has media, a media or production room that really for example, for people that are going to be doing live broadcasts, you expect them to have a space where they can, just put all their machines and get everything they need, especially to do with audio and all the pictures. So it's going to be a state-of-art stadium, and those are the things that we expect in there. Of course, people will not worry about what really the design will look like, especially looking at the fact that already the design is already out. So that is not an issue to worry about. But the biggest issues will be around why is it a 20,000 capacity stadium? A lot of people say with the kind of money that was injected, we expected it to be a little bit bigger than what was projected. To me, I really think 20,000 capacity is the way to go, because if you've I think I'll come one day and explain what really happened, especially to countries that went in for this bigger project, especially in Africa. Here, you remember the 2010 World Cup all the way in South Africa. A story was done by one of the medias in the UK, and they showed how they did a research and showed how these stadiums became ghost stadiums. So that is one of the things that really a lot of people did not understand, and I'm here to relate to that and say I don't really think we need big capacity stadiums, especially around the country, because one of the issues that we have in Uganda here is attendance of these local games. You don't have a lot of people coming to these games and attending in these big stadiums. Even Nambole itself, if it's not a national cranes game, it is not opening up like Nambole, like we saw. You cannot have fans from Villa filling that stadium because we've not got to that capacity. 20,000 for me is okay. And the also other issue comes with management of the stadiums. Usually, like I told you, these stadiums have a lot of demands when it comes to maintenance, not only the pitch area, because really people look at the pitch area, but even in the stands there, those seats need to be maintained. They need to be cleaned all the time. They need to maintain all the equipment. The lights need to be cleaned all the time. Everything needs to be worked on a weekly basis. So usually if you don't have the amount of money that can support the stadium, then that leads to problems. Like, I'll give you an example. A lot of stadiums in South Africa really were left unused. In fact, what happened in South Africa is that some municipal councils that really in cities where these stadiums were built, they decided to even go to a step of now paying teams, footballing teams, to come and start hosting games in those stadiums, because first of all, the stadiums were too big, 60,000 capacity, and when you look at the local games did not give the demand that was really required, and a lot of fans were not coming to the stadiums as expected, so the revenue was not coming in. And when you consider how much is required to really maintain these stadiums, the balancing of the books really did not work. So we do not want to go that route, because if you construct a 60,000 capacity stadium in Hoima or Akibua, then that means every game day you really require a lot of people to come into those games for you to generate a lot of income. And we've already had issues to do with Nambole. The reason why Nambole has been eroding so very fast is because the management of the stadium did not look at the ways of really making this stadium positive, as well as working, but also maintaining it in the other way. So sustainability is really the problem. Like I told you here, it needs over 4-5 billion to really get that stadium cover for the grass, for really to really host a lot of things, including concerts, including crusades, including a lot of things. If you really want to make money, so you need to make these stadiums multi-purpose. I don't agree with the fact that people do not want these stadiums to host prayer meetings and all those things, because it does not happen that way. You do not have these stadiums functioning if you don't have them making money. If you don't have them making money, the sustainability will always be to government, and you all know what happens with government when you need to come back to for example, you need to come back to the parliament committee or the budget committee to really create those budgets for the stadium maintenance and all that stuff. We need to have sustainability. Now, all the things that we do, a 20,000 seater capacity stadium can be manageable, because we all know that yes, Kitara have a lot of fans. Yes, Lira might not have a lot of fans in football as compared to the central region, but we all know that other activities, especially around the stadium, can really generate income. So I really think that the reason why these small capacities were chosen, first of all, to help these stadiums be a little bit manageable, especially when you compare them to the cost. So in South Africa, like I told you, over 2.4 billion was spent. That is in pounds, not Uganda shillings. 2.4 billion pounds was spent to construct the stadiums. When you consider how much they've generated as income into the stadiums, leaving alone the World Cup, you'll see that the books do not match up. So we don't want to create ghost stadiums in our country. We don't want to create pressure that really is not necessary, especially when it comes to government and the Ministry of Finance, because we all know that it's going to be constrained just for constructing the stadium. It's going to be pushed to the limit. So when you consider after the games what will happen, really it's going to be because we're going to host over 51 or 51 matches, if I'm not mistaken. They're going to be like 51 matches, and when you divide them according to the three countries, that means each country might get 17 or 16 games in total. That means when you divide that according to three stadiums that are in a country, you might have each stadium hosting over something like 6 or 7 games. So it does not, when you look at the mathematics, it doesn't add up. For you to really construct a big stadium like that and then do not utilize it. Yes, a lot of people will say we can host the Cranes games there, here and there, but in a year we have over 4 or 5 Cranes games. So when you even look at the maintenance and how much it really needs to maintain the stadiums, you need local games to really add up to really add up that money to make it a little bit more sustainable. So let us look in the bigger picture. Let us not look in the small picture and the excitement as well, because a lot of people are excited to see the stadiums. But the reality is, for all countries that have had the stadiums, as many as they can, the problem has always been the maintenance, because these stadiums cannot generate enough money or enough income to really keep them moving. So you have issues and you have a lot of things to do with. In fact, we'll be here and you'll have issues to do with a lot of people coming to the parliamentary committee, to break down why these stadiums are eroding, and the reason will be they are not going to be generating a lot of income. So we need to think otherwise as a nation. We need to think beyond the African Cup of Nations 2027. We need to understand what we are going in for, and we need to really at least generate the income by having 3 or 4 teams hosting those games from those stadiums. I think government has to allow that, and then also they need to work on the publicity as well, because we need to have teams that are really having fans playing in those stadiums. So publicity, we need, our game should not be the same after 2027. We need to put it to the next level, the A level, and we can only do it through media. We can only do it through grassroots football. We can only because what happens in countries like Morocco and all the other countries like Cameroon, these stadiums also work as academies for those nations. For example, if you have that stadium in Eastern Uganda or Western Uganda, then it becomes a center for the people that are in that region, as all the cream de la cream of the young players that are coming in the fold. They really go stage into those stadiums, they camp in those stadiums, and they support the national teams in one way or another. So that is another smart way of really making them a little bit more profitable, because now government has to support them, because now they're active, having players from underage teams coming into there. The women's game should also be included in these stadiums. You remember these stadiums always have training pitches besides them. So as the men are having the main pitches where they are playing their football, we also need the women to have a facility that gives them the experience that happens, especially when they go to these big tournaments. We've seen, for example, a team like Arsenal, the women's game is being elevated to the next level, and for the last season they had over like 3 times the record being broken for the biggest attendance, over 50,000 people watching a women's game. That has never been seen in that is England. So that was something that was really next level. In fact, this season alone, the coming season, they've increased the games that are going to be played from, I think last season there were 6, 7, 8 games. Now they've increased them to over like 15 games. Was it 15? I'm not sure about the actual number, but they've increased the number of the games that are supposed to be played there, especially the women's game. So we need to really start, looking at this as an opportunity, and we should also start involving everyone, every stakeholder that really is in this game. We should start involving them to see that we maximize the amount of money that has been used to construct the stadium. Because if we don't do it, then we will be back here. We will be faulting government for constructing the stadiums and not having plan. We'll also be faulting FIFA as a body that runs the football in the country for not having a plan way forward. But this really happens elsewhere in the world. We just need to curb it down. We just need to have a strategy. We just need to have a plan B, and not just get excited and ask for bigger capacities, which I don't think we can handle. The other things about the things like LD boards, I heard a lot of people coming, why doesn't Nambole have LD boards that are covering the whole pitch? Those are small things that can work on. I am happy with Nambole and its progress. I'm just excited to see that the next phases is making it, especially the area around it, more profitable by creating indoor arenas for different sport disciplines, and also creating other things that really can generate places for conferences. We all know that yes, they have spaces for that, but we don't really need everything to be packed in the stadium. We need area that is around Nambole that has been having encroachers to be utilized to create a lot of things that can generate money, hotels and all the other things that really can support the stadium, to see that it's self-sustaining. So that is what I had to share with you today. Yes, of course, the title. Sometimes people have questions about the title, but the issue is those titles are just to give you a few things that people think of, and also the idea of where the video is going. Sometimes they don't give you the clear picture, but you'll bear with me. That is how we need to do it for you to enjoy it a little bit more. So thank you for everyone that has been part of this page, and it's growing. So please share it. Please do not just watch, subscribe, because we need those subscribers to go all the way to 1K. So I really, really want to thank you so much for being part of this page. God bless you. Stay safe. Enjoy your day, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.